Okay, so I'm always in the market for that yet another HP Mini, and obviously I've used this channel to show a lot of the Elite desks, but I thought I would venture out a little bit, and since the Elite desk is kind of toward the corporate world, I would go with kind of the companion, which would be the retail world. And HP does have a line of minis that it calls the MP9. And this particular unit is the G4 variety. If we flip it over, we actually see, let's see, where is it? You can see it right here. It says HP MP9 G4 Retail System. And so a lot of them are known as the retail system. We'll check it out, put it through its paces, see what kind of configuration we've got here. I haven't turned it on yet, so it'll be a surprise to us all. So I was interested in just kind of seeing some of the background about these retail system, these minis, and started looking around, checking out eBay, some of the HP sites. So the first one that they came out with was the model, they called it the Model 9000, which was based on the G1. And you can kind of see here, zoom it a little bit here, it's got the MP9 logo on the front. I did see a listing on eBay that said EliteDesk on the front. So I don't know if that was transitional because the bottom had the right information. So it's possible that maybe along the way in that particular listing that they changed the, maybe they just took a cover from something else and stuck it on there. But what's kind of cool is it came with a whole slew of nice add-ons. So you could buy these various displays for it. This one's kind of neat. It's on a pole. Well, I should say it doesn't put the unit on the pole. It's got a camera or a display, and it's on a pole. I guess you use it like kind of like a kiosk type thing. All these power was that USB extenders that you could get for it. This is kind of neat. This is the heavy duty cash drawer, and it looks like two different kinds. There's the heavy duty and the USB one, a flip top. Again, these various hubs. What else? A whole slew of different kinds of printers for doing your receipts. All the various barcode scanners that you would need. What is this here? Oh, Stripe reader so that you can read credit cards. I guess a special keyboard, MSR. I'm assuming it's got some sort of maybe built-in display on that. Let's see. What else do we got? These must have been little add-ons. Wow, even a fingerprint reader, I guess, if you wanted to get hardcore on it. So anyway, the G1 was let's see, let's go back to the front here. So here they're calling it the HP MP9 Retail System Model 9000. But I've also seen it referred to as, and this is kind of interesting, HP MP9 Digital Signage Player Model 9000. So, either one that you find. But again, you're getting a G1 at the end of the day. We then move to the HP MP9 G2 Retail System. And Didn't find the same nice little glossy brochure as the other one, so I thought I'd show one on eBay here. Looks, it's basically a G2, although that doesn't look like it's the replaceable, with the I/O card there. Let's see. Okay, can we zoom in? Oh, it is the G2 Retail System. Okay. All right, well, let's start with the front. You'll notice it's got an i3, i3. Inside, I believe, is an 8300T. On the front, see if we can see here, we'll move to the side. Most of the standard kinds of things, you've got your USB-C, you've got your two USB-A, for the headphone and microphone, of course, the power button. Around back, this unit does have the Wi-Fi. It did not come with the Wi-Fi card. And this unit, when I looked up its serial number, it's right exactly what as it shipped out. So it hasn't been changed around. So it came with it looks like HDMI for the Flex IO. Pretty much the same, uses the same power connector, same USB on the back, same the two display ports. Let's see on the bottom here. A lot of the same thing already showed you. Well, I guess it's in two places. This says MP9 G4 DM. I'm not sure what that's, the BA. It's hard to read exactly what that's supposed to be. But the same sort of thing. It does say that it has an, 8100T, 128 gigabyte SSD, which actually is an M.2 drive. Only came with 4 gig of memory. I mean, I don't know, not the greatest as far as a config, but I'm sure it probably wasn't cheap. Comes with FreeDOS, which is interesting. So I'd be curious to see what happens when we boot it. I believe the listing said that it had been changed to Windows. Uses the same standard as far as the 19.5 volt, 3.33 amp for the power. Let's see, anything else? This label's a little thrash, but it still gives us the basic information. Okay, well, let's open it up. Just for completeness, like I always like to show, this is the inside of the lid. Nothing real different. Got a part number here. What's this? Some more part numbers. Okay, let's bring out the actual unit. From what I've read and seen, they are essentially the ProDesk 600, but sort of repackaged. But we'll have to see. Now, what's interesting too, though, and I don't know if the ProDesk 600 supports it, but supposedly with these guys, you can get vPro if you really wanted it, as far as an addition here. You'll notice right away there is no SATA cable or caddy. Again, that's stock. It did not come with it. I went ahead and, of course, ordered on eBay. That should be coming, so I got to have my caddy. We've got the SK Hynix SSD M.2. Pop this off. Got your 4 gig stick. I'm going to upgrade this, put it at 16, two 8 gig sticks. Looks, again, very similar. Presumably our CPU is under it. Um, Nothing else looks dramatically different. It's got the same little funky connector. So if you want to do the 2230s, I'm assuming underneath here it's probably the same. Let me grab my, let's move this into frame. Yes, as suspected. Yeah, it's got that same one here. Um, you probably can, you may be able to see, you'll see there's like a little white tag. So the antennas are here for the Wi-Fi card. I've got extras. I might throw one in here just for completeness. Um, what else about this? Let's fire it up and see what we've got. Oh, one thing, of course, one of the reasons that I also got this unit, and it was a pretty good deal as far as the pricing goes, was that since the case fits, um, if I ever wanted to put an actual true EliteDesk 800 G4 mini motherboard, it should go right in. And I already have the fans and everything else all set, so that's good. Now, what's interesting, they don't give you the caddy, but they do give you the two screws. So you're at least you're ready for that. Um, the one thing, I guess I have to look at what I ordered to make sure that it did come with the screws for the. No, it must have come with the screws for to hold in the SATA cable, but and if not, I can find something else out. So let me put this drive back in here and let's fire it up and see what we've got. All right, let's attach power. Okay, and let's fire it up. Oh, I'm hearing something. I've got the monitor hooked up. All right, good. It went into, interesting, the diagnostics, but we'll check that out. Let me put on my capture here. Okay, went directly into the BIOS check, so we'll get out of here. And let's hold down the escape and so we can get into the boot up. Okay, start it. Oh, interesting. That's the that's the startup menu. That's interesting. Okay, let's see. Are you sure? Maybe with these retail, there's not much to them. Let's. Oh, okay. Never mind. All right. I guess it just wanted to do the diagnostics again. Okay. Let's see what we've got. System info. All right. G4 Retail. Interesting. Retail System AMS. I don't know exactly what that's supposed to. Okay. You got their 8100T, 4 gig. Nothing too exciting there. Let's go to BIOS setup. Always like to update the system BIOS first. Oh yeah, this is ancient, 2019. Let's go ahead and update it. Current BIOS. Oh wow, update version 2027. Yes, I think we'll go ahead with that one. That's why it's always good when you're doing these systems, to have your network cable attached. That way you're all ready to go to do the uploads. And of course, every once in a while, you just want to just bring up your units and check them out and see what if something needs to be updated. Obviously the newer units are more apt, but I'm trying to think. If I got a G2 update recently, but maybe wrong. But anyway, it's always good to get to the latest. Because not only will it update the BIOS, it also updates some of the stuff with the Intel management stuff, all that stuff related to other kinds of firmware. I've even seen it update the USB-C firmware. So yeah, always good to do that. Here's an example of it updating things other than just the straight BIOS. It's this management engine firmware. I don't think I've seen this one before. Onboard PD front, which I assume is the power delivery on the front USB-C. Interesting. I didn't think it did power delivery, but I don't know. Maybe it's this unit, or maybe I just haven't looked at the all the specs on the G4. I know that the normally to get the power delivery, you had to add the little Flex IO USB-C on the back, and that had power delivery. Another one I haven't seen before, and just FYI, there was at least a good 30-45 seconds of just blackness when it was rebooting. So don't be tempted to think that your machine locked. Just let it do its thing. Well, so much for coming with an operating system. I'll have to double check the listing, but I thought it said it had it, but no biggie. We'll go ahead and I don't know if I'd even use a 128 gig SSD. I might use that for more diagnostic stuff and maybe use something else. So we'll. I think at this point I'm going to shut it down and let's continue. I want to beef up the memory and I want to check the thermal paste on it. Okay, I looked up the specs for the i3 8100T. Definitely, it's only a quad core processor. Normally with the G4s type stuff, you'd go for the i5, get your 6 core. I was looking for something that again would be inexpensive in terms of the so that again, if I wanted to, I actually have a G4 motherboard that I purchased and got a good price on, so I could stick it in here. So I'm just going to go. But I'm sorry. What I was about to say was that the it's quad core, and it looks like its maximum is the 2400T as far as the memory, which is perfect because I just happen to have two 8 gig sticks. This actually happens to be 266 that's in here, but that's fine. It's only 4 gig. We use this as a for a testing and that kind of thing, but for normal everyday usage, I like to have minimum 16 if I can. I do have a few cases where I might go 8, but that would be pretty rare. And then of course sometimes go with the full 32. Okay, so we got 16 gig there. Let's move this to the side and check out the CPU underneath. But I'm happy that it booted. I'm going to probably throw in a I've got an SSD that's got Windows 11 on it, and we'll just make sure that it actually can boot. I actually also looked up the warranty on this, and surprisingly, it looks like it's still under warranty. It got extended at some point. So, and it's, I think for full, it includes parts. It's not just like calling up support type stuff. All right, let's see if we can get that out of here. Well, it actually doesn't look that bad. Um, I don't know. Let's see, how is it? Let's go ahead and might as well start out clean, and we'll put some fresh paste on it. We already went ahead and cleaned this off. Picked up some 91% isopropyl. Boy, it's funny. It does make a difference between the 70 and the 90, but be very careful if you have wood floors. I got some on ours and it took off some of the varnish or something. So get some of the big chunks. Something very satisfying about cleaning up and getting it ready. All right, we'll go ahead and stick this back on. Where's our numbers? 1, 2, 3. Good. Okay. Let's stick this on. I'm going to worry about the kind of thread that a little bit. Okay. Let me find. I've got a SSD that I've been using for booting. Let's see if we can get that one working. Okay, we could use this. I'm almost tempted, instead of playing around and trying to find a screw that fits in there, although I did get some new screws. Maybe I'll get one of my little extender and stick that in there instead. All right, well, that was an ordeal. Don't you love it when you you know you got something, you're looking all over. So this is from my other video, talked about how to different kinds of extenders that you can stick your W2s in. So I remember now there's a screw on the back that you loosen so that you can stick this in. So we'll just go like this. And then we'll take our normal screw here, put it in. Well, it looks like it's going to try to boot from that. It just needs to kind of configure a few things. Now, I'm going to check in the BIOS. There's got to be some setting, because every time I boot from where it's been off, it goes into the system diagnostics, which is a little annoying. So, maybe again, because this is retail, I don't know, maybe it's some sort of weird default, but well, it did boot. And if we, check the usual kinds of stuff, let's see, task manager, let's see, CPU, 8100T, memory 16 gig. Virtualization is enabled. That's one thing I want to go back into the BIOS and make sure all that's set up. Let's see. It's probably checking out for any updates and that sort of thing. One thing I wonder, I don't think this is an issue, but let's see if we look for where is it? Device security. I'm always curious, just to make sure that the security processor. Here we go. Check your BIOS settings. Interesting. Okay, I might want to enable the TPM on this, because it says that it's not turned on. So I think I'll go in and look for some more settings for this particular unit. And so let me go ahead and restart. All right, let's look for some basic security. All right. Oh, TPM embedded security. Okay. Oh, let's make it available. Let's see. Yeah, I don't think we'll have to worry about that. So let's save changes. Yes. Now when I go in, let's see, security processor. Ah, perfect. 2.0, that's what we wanted. Okay, that looks good. Yeah, not a bad unit. I guess we could run some benchmarks and kind of see what where the numbers fall. So interesting. It kind of falls between a. It's a little bit better than I guess what you'd get on a G2 with your i5 6500T, and what you might get on a G3 using an i5 7500T. Well, I guess it's kind of far from that one. We'll go ahead and try running the single core to see how that measures up. So it looks like the single core it got a score of 50, which is almost right in line with the i5 7500T. Maybe a little bit less, obviously, than the i5 8500T, but puts it around there. So, it's a decent processor. It's a way where you can get maybe a dependable unit, but maybe not spend as much. Use it for something like a NAS, something that doesn't need a whole lot of extra juice, for its stuff. Maybe experimentation, maybe a real cheap Windows one.